We'll let you know about that.
Different subjects?
Different subjects on different days and everything. Presidents, talking about anti-crime activists and families incarcerated and social workers and so much more. So it's really...
It's all needed for this community.
It is. August the 13th, 14th, and 15th, 6 p.m. nightly at the St. John Institution Missionary Baptist Church. Also remind everybody that at the James Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, the Women's Auxiliary will be having their annual day, and that's going to be Saturday, August the 3rd. So we have time to talk about that. And it's going to be 5 o'clock during the annual musical worship with the Harvey Spirituals. And so the church is located at 4228 Thalia Street, and that's Pastor Reverend Herman Brown.
Now, you may not have it, but is something happening at the Plymouth Rock Missionary Baptist Church?
Yeah, well, the Plymouth Rock Missionary Baptist Church happening today, Sunday, July 28th. They'll be having their annual homecoming celebration. Plymouth Rock Baptist Church, located at 233 Hillary Street, pastored by Reverend Rainey Daniels, and they're having their annual homecoming day. The speaker will be Reverend Reginald Varnado of the Pleasant Valley Baptist Church. And so that's for 2 o'clock p.m. Sunday, July 28th. Don't miss it. I'll be there.
They got time.
I'll be there. And then finally, the dedicational service for the Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church will be Sunday, August the 4th. That's the beginning date at 3 p.m. And they'll have Reverend Moses Garden III of the Fifth African Baptist Church. He'll be the speaker. And then coming in the month
you want to highlight some of that?
Well, there's a lot. But what we'll do is...
Either way
no. What we'll do, I'll just give a little tease, because next month we'll have the flyer set up and we could have it on the screen. We'll have it on the screen. But they have Reverend Samuel Blake's. They also have Bishop J.D. Wiley, Reverend Dr. Crispus Gordon, Reverend Dale Sanders, and continuing on, they have Bishop Paul S. Martin, as well as Dr. W. Franklin from Richardson from Mount Vernon in New York. And closing things out will be Reverend L. Sharpton. So all of this will be taking place in the month of August, and Reverend L. Sharpton will be there September the 1st. So we'll have that to show, but for the month of August, all this will be at the Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church.
Their new building.
In their new building, that's right. And so the church is located, I think they put the address down here. Well, you know it, General Taylor. Yeah, 2805 General Taylor.
You knew that in the beginning.
I knew it, yeah, just had to make sure. And don't forget, we're on YouTube. Let me say that right fast. YouTube, if you search us for D.A.P Ministries TV show, you'll find us there. So appreciate all that's taking place. This month is about out. I heard you mention the fact that school kids will be out and about, and we need to be careful about that, because school zones will be in effect, and also the fact that you need to drive at a steady pace.
Cautious.
And I know you said also our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of the little girl who lost her life, 6 years old. But even internationally, you know, they had the train accident in Spain, and coming to find out the train was going 3 times the speed limit.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and 40-something people were dead, 100-something were injured, but the train was, and they had showed the video of it and everything, and the train was going 3 times the speed limit because it was behind schedule.
So the conductor probably is responsible for that?
Probably so. And I hate to say that, because 3 times the speed limit and it's going around a curve. That's serious. And you can see the results. But the thing about it is, take your time. If you're driving, take your time. If you.
But we believe this. Don't want to talk about anybody, but leave early so you won't be late. And that way you won't have to rush yourself, because you put yourself in risk, because then you're conscious of, I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late. And when that happens, is you can't drive for everybody that's driving on the street. Right. And so you'll get mad when somebody's at the light and don't want to move, and you say, "See what I'm saying?"
I've experienced that. I thought you was going to say just the fact of, I won't say Louisiana drivers, just the fact of certain drivers, period, you know? They're
just bad drivers, whether you're from Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama. Bad drivers. You have to develop some good driving skills and some good driving habits. Yeah. And it starts when you're young. Right. And when you get old, you'll continue that principle. I think one of my deacons was talking about it, Brother Ryan Robertson, and he's mentioning at Bible study really at Sunday school, and he was mentioning about I'm just grateful to God that God changed me, because when he was younger, you know, when we were younger, we drove fast and probably reckless. And yeah, I have to admit to that some fast and reckless driving was going on, but because we were not experienced drivers, and we had the thrill of just wanting to drive fast, and seeing older people that were driving more defensively and more maturely. We thought, you know, they need to be off the street.
I know. You know what? I say this interestingly, as anyone would know. You know, we talk about certain people, especially when it comes to senior citizens and everything, but I want to live to be a senior citizen, you know?
I don't want to shock you.
What?
You are a senior citizen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got my AARP card, yeah.
If you're 50 and over, you can be considered a senior.
Oh, thank you very much, yeah.
I'm not telling your age, but I think you're over 50.
Yeah. But I'm saying a little bit older.
Oh, you're talking about super seniors.
Seasoned citizens, seasoned seniors, yeah. We call them the seasoned seniors. You know, the reason why I say that is because just recently went out with my wife, and we was at a cafeteria, and we had an elderly couple there, and it was just like holding up the line for some people. I'll say it like that in a nice way. You know, but what the people did was they got their meal, and then they went in front of the elderly couple, you know, because they were stuck on the dessert sauce.
Trying to make a decision.
Yeah, trying to make a decision. Yeah. And it was just like, you know, hopefully, and I say I want to live to be that long.
So you don't want to be in the line guessing what
I didn't say that.
Guessing what dessert you should take, and people jumping.
And they were jumping, yeah. But we didn't, because, you know, we respect for the seniors, and that's one thing I
because sometimes people just have problems deciding when there are so many choices to choose for a dessert.
Exactly.
You know? And probably those younger people didn't even get a dessert.
No.
Let's give me the food.
You know, and I hate to say it like this, but all I heard was the complaints. But that's why we need to turn things around, you know?
I like you saying that, because of respect of seniors. We're living and we're standing on the shoulders of a lot of seniors that have paved the way for us and have opportunities that that they never had, and that we're getting for the first time, because of not only their tenacity, their commitment, but because of something they had done. You know, we can't thank all the senior citizens, but we can do something for them. We can appreciate them. We can extend not only our hand, but our opportunities to take care of them. Because the truth of the matter is, don't blink too long, because one day you're going to be a seasoned citizen.
A seasoned senior.
And I preach this in church and say, if we do the right thing when it comes to that and I don't want anybody to get offended about it, when we get to the point where you may be too old to stay at home by yourself. You may have children or relatives to say, well, look, I'm going to take them in instead of putting them in a nursing home. You know that may, and for some people, I don't want them to feel guilty, because they may have to put their relatives in a nursing home because of their work situation, their career obligations, and so they can't, it won't work with them, because if they're at work, it's not good to leave that senior that can't really take care of themselves the way they should be taken care of at the house all by themselves. You
know, you sound like my daddy, but I'm going to say what my daddy used to tell me.
What your daddy said?
When we used to have those round table discussions, I remember that. You know, and I'm going to share this with you, and you give me your philosophy or point on it. You used to always say, once a man, twice a child.
Yeah.
And, you know, when we were babies, we have to be taken care of, and that's where the parents come in. But then there comes a time when someone has to take care of the parents. And it's almost like natural cycle, you know, the fact that the parents took care of us, but then there comes a time that we'll have to take care of our parents, you know, and be responsible. And it's just, to me, it's just like a circle. Of course, we know when the parents have grandkids, when the parents have, their kids have kids, who's the babysitter for the grandkids?
The parents.
No, the grandparents.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about the parents.
Oh, yeah. The grandparents are...
In most cases, they do that. They're still doing that.
Yeah.
And my belief is what you're saying, your father says...
Once a man, twice a child.
It's true, because in most cases, if they live that long, then it is a blessing that you can take care of your parents. It's a blessing. It's a blessing because remember they took care of you for how many years? I ain't gonna count. but I can tell you, it was more than 18 years. A lot of people say, yeah, you know, once you get 18, I left. Well, yeah, that's a situation where some people, they didn't stay home. Some of them left when they were 12. Some left when they were 16, maybe because they didn't want to follow the rules of the house.
Yes, sir.
But in most cases, most parents, you stayed there to 18, 21. Right. Some of them are still there, and it's, you know, it's different situation for different people because maybe it was a situation where they're married and then divorced and came back home, so they're helping their parents. Or, you know, it's just a situation where some parents are taking care of their kids now because maybe they've gotten a disease or gotten sick that they can't do it on their own. I can tell you this. There's a pastor friend of mine. His son was in college and got sick, so he couldn't stay on campus, so he had to come back home, and the parents are taking care of him.
And also for the fact that when we say the children taking care of the parents, and I say this in wake of the fact that we're coming up on the 8th anniversary of Katrina, we all know how people got ripped off by contractors and everything because they took advantage of some nice senior citizens. They lost a couple of $100,000 or $80,000. They lost money because they trusted someone. But if a child was there to really say, read the fine print. No, whatever like that.
Just be careful.
Just be careful,
you do this because you're right about it. I can speak about that as well because what happened is, yes, I had a bad contractor, and so yeah, I got ripped off from a bad contractor, and my parents got ripped off by a bad contractor. Other people I know got ripped off by a bad contractor. And not only reading the fine print, but trusting the individual. You know, you say, well, especially if you've seen this person do one house and he did it very good, and you say, okay, I'll take a chance. I'll take a chance. Yeah.
I hear the old story right there. Came, knocked a few nails in the walls, and did some things. Ain't heard from him since. It's like when the check was cleared, they didn't hear from him. In a sense, you know, and that happened 8 years ago almost, and it's happening even today.
Yeah, they cashed that check in a hurry. Don't worry about that. He has all kind of excuses about.
I need materials.
I need materials and everything like that, and they might buy about 12 2x4s and decide to go the other way. You call them from the phone is off, and look, it's a situation where it's especially for seniors, very hurtful. Especially after you've been displaced from your home for more than 6 months, and then you want an opportunity to come back. I have one story about individuals. We got to go. I'd like to talk more.
Hold
about
that thought.
Story, but it's time for us to close. And again, we invite you to continue to watch the show. Continue, as I always employ our viewers. To go to a church of your choice and worship the Lord. Invitation is always open for you to come out to True Love. Service is at 8 a.m. in the morning, but if you can't make the worship service, our Bible study is at 7 p.m. every Tuesday. Tuesday, and you can come and not only hear the Word, learn the Word, but be part of the Word.
Amen.
Again, we just thank God for our co-host, Reverend Smith. Till next time, God bless you and God keep you. That's our prayer.